Jeonju is the city where Korea's largest traditional village sits next to some of the best food in the country, and almost nobody outside Korea talks about it. A weekend here can fall flat if you hit the village at peak crowd, wander into the wrong bibimbap, or miss the hilltop view that ties the whole place together. I mapped out the full route in a template so you can just grab it. The link's in the description. Jeonju rewards any seasoned cherry blossoms in spring, foliage in autumn, but the Hanok lanes and cafe scene hold up year-round. Day 1 is the village, 800 traditional houses, a dynasty founder's shrine, and a street where those old houses became coffee shops. This is the largest Hanok Village in South Korea, over 800 traditional houses with curved tile roofs, still lived in, still a real neighborhood. Jeonju was the spiritual capital of the Joseon dynasty because the royal Yi family started here, and the village grew from that legacy. The stone paths between Hanok are uneven, so flat shoes with grip actually matter, and for bibimbap, pick a real restaurant inside the village, not a street stall. Get here in the morning, because by midday tour buses roll in and the alleys fill with hanbok rental groups queuing for the same photo on the same bridge. Right inside the village, there's a shrine built in 1410 to house a single portrait of King Taeo, the man who founded the Joseon dynasty. Behind the shrine, a dense bamboo grove filters light into vertical stripes, and it stays green year-round when everything else goes bare. The attached Royal Portrait Museum is usually empty and actually explains what you're looking at worth 10 minutes, because the bamboo grove is photogenic, but the context is what makes it interesting. Calibrate your expectations. The complex is compact, not palace scale, but it's a calm pocket inside the village, and you can walk straight to Gaekridan-gil from here. Gaekridan-gil is a short street of Hanok buildings converted into independent cafes and small shops. This is where Jeonju's creative energy lives right now. The name comes from the old Gaekri system, government guest houses for traveling officials. Now the official business is pour over coffee and sourdough. Inside, these places are genuinely cozy, underfloor heating, low ceilings, the hiss of an espresso machine in the building that's centuries old. Pick 1 or 2 cafes and actually sit down, because it's a short street, not a district some indie shops open late on weekdays, so check hours before you commit. Day 2 pulls back, a hilltop view over all those rooftops, a painted hillside neighborhood, and a church that has no business being there. Omokdae is the viewpoint shot you've seen, the one looking down on a sea of gray-black tile roofs stretching out in every direction. This is where Yi Sung-jae threw a banquet after a military victory on his way home, then founded a dynasty that lasted 500 years. Go in the morning because the air is clearer, and you get the full impact of hundreds of rooftops before haze softens the view. Most visitors never make the climb, which is there's an overhead bridge from here straight into the next neighborhood. Across the road from the Hanok Village, a steep residential hillside covered in murals lists, curated, more colorful, and people actually live here. Korea has done this in several older neighborhoods. Paint the houses to stop decline, and the result is somewhere between open-air gallery and someone's front yard. Saturated colors on the walls, laundry drying on lines between murals, the smell of someone's lunch drifting out of an open window. The stairs are steep, so morning legs are better because hilltop breezes are real, and the murals look best in low-angled light. You're walking through 800 traditional Korean houses, and suddenly there's a Romanesque Byzantine cathedral with 3 bell towers, the most jarring architectural contrast in Jeonju. A French priest built it in 1914 on the exact spot where Korea's first recognized Catholic martyr was killed, the same architect behind Jeondong Cathedral in Seoul. The warm brick against all those dark Hanok roofs is the shot, because that contrast is the entire reason to stop here. The interior is dim, vaulted, and quiet check for mass times if you want to go inside, but either way, this is a natural place to finish. 2 days in Jeonju, and you've walked a dynasty's hometown from the street and from above, eaten in the city that invented bibimbap, and stood in a French cathedral next to a Joseon village. I put the full route into a template with a map view. You can edit the links in the description and pinned comment. Let me know in the comments which Jeonju stop you'd hold on to and which you'd swap for something else.